Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm going to be talking about Demonologist, but I just wanted to let you know, first of all, this is my new Moss Bunny form. If you don't know, I'm a shapeshifter, so you're going to see me shapeshift during this video. But I also wanted to say at the start of this video, I didn't realize my avatar was slightly off screen, and so I'm going to be talking to you while I'm partially on screen and partially off screen, and I apologize for that. Sorry for the scuff, but it's a VTuber thing. Welcome back, my precious changelings. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Demonologist. As many of you know, I've been playing Phasmophobia for a while now, so when Demonologist came out, I was a little iffy about it because a whole bunch of ghost hunting games came out, and I really wasn't digging most of them, but it went on sale, so I went ahead and grabbed it. So what we're gonna do is go into Cyclone Street, and I'm just gonna basically play a round of Demonologist while talking about my feelings on it. And to start off, I wanted to say that the game runs really well. Oftentimes, when we're playing a new game, I have to turn the settings all the way down. Demonologist has run really well for me. Gotta say, if anything else, the game is well optimized. It's not like the prettiest game in the world, but it's definitely more graphically intensive, in my opinion, than Phasmophobia. And I have routine problems with Phasmophobia. Like Phasmo, we've got pretty much the same stuff. You've got some sanity meter, you've got cameras, you've got objectives, and your main objective is to figure out the ghost, and the way you do that is with evidence. This is an EMF. Now, kind of like Phasmo, there's a ghost in the house, and you're gonna have to find them. So I'm just gonna walk around with this EMF reader out. I might switch to the thermometer just to see where it's cold. Now, my biggest gripes with this game is that a lot of things that are scary are just really loud in the game. And I think that really undercuts what they can do, because they have so many great events. They've got things that move around, chairs can go from one place to another, you might see like a bunch of things appear and then disappear. Like really cool events. Like that. So I'm gonna look at my thermometer. Is this the room? Because I've noticed that the sphere of influence for the ghost can actually extend between floors. So I'm gonna go above this and see if this room is any colder, because I've been bamboozled by that a couple times in this game where I thought I was in the room, but it turns out the ghost was actually somewhere else entirely. Okay, so I do think this is the actual room. So we didn't get any evidence, but we did find where the ghost is, and that's not too bad. I'm playing on the normal difficulty. We've only lost a little bit of sanity. On the harder modes, the sanity drain is incredible. But for right now, let's get some of the harder evidence in there. This painting is basically Phasmo's equivalent of the ghost writing. I think the ghost writing takes the longest because I don't know what causes the ghost to try to interact with it. This is the See this? So this is one of the events. It's just showing me some crazy stuff and then it goes away. But as you notice, loud is scary is the name of the game here. It's not enough for them to just do something and have something appear. They always have to do that thing. Where are you? Are you here? And let's look at our sanity. We had an event happen there, and look at that. I am already down to 53%. So the last time I was out here, I was at 90 something. One event where the ghost appears in front of me and I'm already down 40%. So I'm just gonna drop this. I'm gonna take my sanity pill. There we go. Sanity in this game is very important to maintain because the hunts are brutal. Ghosts, much like in Phasmo, can hear you. But in this game, the voice detection is kind of a lie. I put it on push to talk, but push to talk doesn't actually matter. It will still hear you even with your push to talk on and you not pressing the button. You basically have to just mute your mic entirely so you don't accidentally— oh! Freezing. We have freezing temperatures. Again, it's loud, therefore it's scary. We do have a journal. I can go over to my evidence here and put in our first thing. We have freezing temperatures. That's just like Phasmo. It's going to rule out a lot of the ghosts on here. I feel like getting evidence in this game is way less consistent with than Phasmo. and I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. Aha. Turned off the light and gave us fingerprints. Very nice. Uh-oh. That's a hunt. Alright, I muted my mic because it sometimes picks up ambient noise. Whenever your flashlight blinks like that, that's the best tell that you're about to get hunted. So I need to get in there and check for stains and any of the other ones to figure out the ghost so that we can move on to the second step. Now this is the problem with this game. I feel like it's very hard to get evidence consistently. And the hunts are so deadly. Are you here? Alright. There's not a grace period. It can't immediately start hunting again. There's nothing that stops it from continuing to hunt over and over. It didn't seem like it was pretty fast, but it's also hard to tell how quick a ghost is in this game because you can't hear their footsteps. Phasmo has a really nice sound design in that you can tell a ghost's speed based off of the speed of its footsteps. And you can also look at ghosts in Phasmo a lot easier than in this. In this, here, I'll hold out a crucifix and we'll do another hunt. And I'll try to show off how hard it is to witness a ghost during a hunt. Because they're invisible for very long periods of time. They have like a second of invisibility and then a second of visibility. Okay, here we go. Here's the hunt. Now see how long it's invisible? See how long it was invisible? It's very hard to know exactly where it is. Now I'm gonna let it eat my crucifix. There we go, and then I need to run. It seemed like it was fast in the living room and slow outside the living room. So, I think that was the Agash, right? Yes, so I'm gonna say it's the Agash. There we go. And now that I have selected a ghost, the rest of the game now opens up. That's step one down. We guess the ghost, and now we get these optional objectives here. We need to use the ectoplasm glass to find the time of the ghost's death. So somewhere in the house there will be a hidden time, and we have to find that. We need to perform the ritual on the pentagram. There's just going to be a pentagram somewhere, and I need to stand on it for a minute about. It's a salt bag. Alright, here's the pentagram. Note that I have to stand on it for this little timer to go. And if I leave, then it'll start going back down again. I mean, it's so simple and it's a little bit gamified, if you know what I mean, but it is still... Nope, that's just an event. Nice event, again. I like the cool... Uh-oh. Okay. We're gonna have to go deeper. We did get the pentagram done. Oh, it's still hunting. Okay, that was almost bad. I think it did 2 hunts back to back, thinking the time it took for me to come down here and get to the door. It already done another hunt. We're gonna have to go further down into the house. And yeah, we just shapeshifted in the middle of that. I couldn't say anything. So now we're in a really bad spot because there's not really a hiding spot down here. So remember how I said you can't hear footsteps during a hunt? That's also a problem in knowing that a hunt is going on at all. If you're not in the area when the ghost starts the hunt and you hear that like ha 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 and your flashlight blinks. Oh fuck, see? Just like that. It was hunting, but I couldn't see it. I hate that. So now, oh, what a shot. But I think that illustrates some of the problems that I have in the game. But the easel is basically ghost writing and the ESG is basically dots. But in this game, there's not really a good way to manipulate it because you can't pick up objects around the house. So if I wanted to force an interaction, I can't just like grab all the plates and stuff and get it out of the room to try to force it onto the easel. On top of that, those hunts are completely unforgiving. I found the best way to play this game is to just play it so fast that you don't get hunts. You get 2 crucifixes. I've only just really started out. I got 17,000. A crucifix is 2,000. The amount of money I would actually get for a victory is close to 2,000. I would need to play on a harder difficulty in order to even get enough money to justify using crucifixes. It feels necessary to have these things in order to survive, but you get so little money that using the things that help you survive are more expensive than just, you know, going in with your base equipment and just hoping you get everything right. I feel like the economy is incredibly bad. I'm gonna do one more to try to see if we can get faster evidence this time. I've just got the base stuff. I'm not going to bring in extra crucifixes or sanity pills or anything. We might have just got unlucky on the last one. Like I said, EMF 5, even in Phasmo, can be a little touchy. There are these fun things. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Throughout the maps that if you read the text, usually something happens. But once again, I don't do them a whole lot because their idea is loud is scary. And that just kind of gets on my nerves. Every single event has to come with like a loud gong sound, that fucking movie thing. It's like they don't trust themselves to be atmospheric and spooky. You can have the books come off the shelves and float around in front of you, and it doesn't need to have like some big loud gong to announce it. It's scary enough as is. That's spook, that's atmosphere. Doing the loud noise might make me jump. Like, right on cue, thank you so much. You had to screech in my ear. Yeah, point in case there. Like that. The fire just turning on in front of you? That could be spooky. It doesn't need to have like a huge loud noise accompanying it. You could just have it be atmospheric and spooky. Trust yourself. And it's a shame because I do like the events in here. I like the variety of the events. The only real criticism I would give it is that it feels more like the house is haunted by multiple ghosts than it is by a single ghost. You'll see like different ghost models as part of different events. And so it kind of gives the feeling that there's not consistency. Because if you're trying to figure out which ghost it is, like, are you an Oni? Are you a Shade? Are you blah blah blah? You're looking for specific traits in the ghost and you're trying to figure that out. But the way this is set up, it makes it seem like there's 3 or 4 ghosts on any of the properties and not just the one that you're trying to exorcise. Especially on the new Japanese map, there's like so many different models, but every time you do the exorcism, it exorcises this geisha looking lady in a cage. And it just makes me wonder why they couldn't just use the model from the ghost that is currently active as the one that you're exorcising. It's just that those little incongruencies, I don't understand why. Where are you? Are you here? There we go. Spirit box response. I got tarot cards. I don't want to use them. I'm a little bit worried about constantly talking per trying to get things done in-game. I know I'm trying to make a recording right now, but granted the whole mentioning of the push-to-talk problems, you know, it might not be easy. Alright, we got that model. That just drained all my sanity's gone now. 2 events like that in a row in this game is a death sentence. Thanks for being loud. But let's just say it was gonna be a Thay. So I'm gonna confirm on a Thay. It's probably not a Thay, but I'm just doing this so that we can do the rest of this. What we need to do is use the glass to find the time of death, take a solid photo of the ghost, I can't do that, and put dead rats in the boiler. I don't have a photo camera because I didn't bring it in, so I don't think we can even do the exorcism. So that sucks. So that's another part of the game that blows. You can only exorcise the ghost if you get all the optional objectives done. And some of these optional objectives require certain equipment, and if you don't have the equipment, well, then you just don't get to continue any further. But I'm gonna see if I can find the time of death on the wall, because in this house, oh, there it is. That's what it looks like. And there's a dead rat. Yeah, it's right here in the room. And once you've locked in a ghost, you can't change it. It's not something that you could just, like, you know, throw a couple guesses into, or you guess right away and then collect evidence and then change your guess. You have to stick with it. At least you get a little indicator of things that you can pick up, so it's easy to spot them when you walk near them. And they often have quest items like glow, so they stand out a little bit. I do appreciate that. Limbo. I think that was ESG. It might not have been. Well, I'm just gonna leave on this. This is kind of par for the course in my experience on Demonologist, though. I feel like it's really hard to get evidence. The optional objectives can be okay, but again, you can just completely get screwed over if you get the wrong one and you don't have the right equipment for it. The exorcism being locked behind this means that they aren't exactly optional. Like, I guess the exorcism itself is optional, but the fact that you have to complete these to get to this makes me feel like they're not exactly optional. So we're gonna leave out of here. I'm sure I got the wrong ghost, but I'm just going to go out to the car and we're just gonna drive home. EMF 5 Spirit Box ESG. So I think one of those appearances of the ghost was an ESG event because it just kind of stood there. It wasn't like walking towards me. But the game doesn't really explain that stuff very well. And it's not like most of these ghost hunting games do a good job of explaining things because I know they want it to be spooky. But it is kind of frustrating to have to spend several hours of the game failing because you don't exactly understand a mechanic. It's not something that this game is unique to. It's a problem that I had learning Phasmo as well. There's a lot of things and just, it's unintuitive as all hell. And that's not fun to me. You know, just flailing around, not understanding how things work is not scary in itself. It just means that you have to be in the environment longer to make it scary. But as soon as you understand the thing that's going on, you are no longer dealing with that. So it just seems cheap, I guess would be the best way of putting it. Now, what could I say for improvements in the game? I would say sound design. Make it so that not every event is a blaring loud noise. Invest in your creepiness. It's okay for something to happen and the player to not see it. That is fine. It's okay for creepy things to happen in the corner of your eye and not blare it in your face. It's atmospheric. It makes you scared because it's there and you don't necessarily see it. 2, make it so that your hunts are livable. Like, there's so many ways you could go about it. For one, make the ghost, like, make noise during the hunt. Have it, like, Footsteps would be okay, but it doesn't have to be footsteps. Have it making a noise. Have it do something so that you know a hunt is going on. It's just, it feels really cheap to just be walking around and then the next thing you know, you're dead. The ghost is invisible for far too long, it makes no noise, and it's an instant kill. I feel like there's got to be something that gives there. You can't have all three of those things. Silent, invisible, insta-kill. It's not fun. It doesn't feel fun. Having all of your equipment be super expensive, but also feel like you're not getting paid out much is also pretty bad. That doesn't feel good, man. And making your optional objectives locked behind having specific equipment that isn't standard, and then you can't do an exorcism. So even on the times where you do get the ghost right and you can get some of the objectives done, you'll still be screwed out of getting an exorcism because you didn't have the specific equipment for it. I think those things could be addressed. The game would be a little bit better. I'm not sure if it would still be a replacement for Phasmo. I think that it's a solid base. I understand why it's in early access, but I think there's a reason why I'll still play Phasmo, but I don't think I'll come back to Demonologist until some updates from now. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, share it around. But until next time, remember to take care of yourself and take care of those around you. Bye-bye.